On the last episode of TD9,
me and Ted, we're doing what the news is actually supposed to do. We're laying out everything for you, unbiased as possibly we can be, and allow you to come to your own conclusion based on the evidence.
Exactly. An actual news source.
this is part 2. Welcome back.
Now let me tell you, Jay. These people are literally playing in our face.
Yeah.
It makes you think, were those Ponzi papers correct? We mentioned them a few episodes ago on TD9, and we're going to bring it up again. Is our political system working against us?
So remember the guy who set himself on fire in protest, trying to warn that both that the Trump and the Biden administration are working together towards the same goal. And I also want to mention, it's just not Trump and Biden. You know, these are just the figureheads for now, but it's both sides of our political system.
I think it was, I don't remember.
If you don't remember, we're going to go back.
Oh yeah, roll the flashback.
We begin tonight with that breaking news from Lower Manhattan. Emergency crews rushed to a park just across the street from the courthouse with fire extinguishers to douse the flames engulfing a 37-year-old man. After burning for several minutes, he was carried away on a stretcher and taken to the hospital in critical condition. It does not appear the incident has anything to do with the trial of the former president, which continued on without interruption. Authorities say the man was carrying colorful pamphlets that were full of anti-government conspiracies. They don't believe he was targeting any particular person or group. CBS's Jerika Duncan will start us off tonight with the latest details.
Across the street from 107th Street, he's on fire.
It was a shocking image, too graphic to be shown in full detail, in the middle of a New York City park this afternoon, of a man on fire. It happened right outside the courthouse where former President Donald Trump's criminal trial was underway.
A man has now lit himself on fire outside of the courthouse in Manhattan where we are waiting.
The incident unfolding live on cable news just after 1:30 Eastern.
And we're like yelling to the cops who are all outside of the park.
I don't know if he was really political or just unbalanced.
Authorities confirmed 37-year-old Maxwell Azzarello is from St. Augustine, Florida. Tonight, officials say he is intubated and in critical condition.
He throws the pamphlets throughout the park, and then he pulls out a canister and pours some kind of liquid on himself. Court officers, members of the police department, they run into the park. They make efforts to put him out.
Azzarello posted what he called the Ponzi papers online, critical of both Republicans and Democrats, claiming, quote, "We are victims of a totalitarian con that is about to hit us with an apocalyptic fascist world coup."
This gentleman did not breach the security protocols. The park was open to the public.
Man, that was intense, Jay. And honestly, it made me think, whether you agree or you disagree with Mr. Azzarello's method of protest, I think his message is pretty clear. The establishment, whether Democrat or Republican, has its own agenda, and that agenda isn't always in line with the best interests of the American people. What we're seeing here with the military's increased involvement in law enforcement is just one piece of a larger puzzle. It's not just about power grabs, it's about control and how far we're willing to let it go.
All right, so one side creates the problem and the other side brings in the solution. And the solution is usually detrimental, right? It's the same formula every time, you know, problem, reaction, solution. It doesn't matter whose face is on the poster, the machine runs the same way.
And that's why people like the protester weren't crazy. They were warning us. One team, two jerseys.
All right, so I think we covered as much as we could on that topic. So let's move forward, and we're going to talk about money.
Remember when everyone swore Trump was bringing back the gold standard? I do. They called it God's money.
Yeah.
They said sound money.
Yeah. Right? So then he gets into office and turns America into the crypto capital of the world. Like, what?
No way.
To embrace a vital industry here in Miami
I've also signed historic executive orders to end the federal government's war on crypto. Crypto was under siege. It's not under siege anymore because it's a big industry. It's a big industry, and I have a lot of people that are great people, great business people. They're in other businesses, but they're in crypto too. And it takes a lot of the pressure off the dollar. It does a lot of good things, but we're making the United States the Bitcoin superpower, the crypto capital of the world, and the undisputed leader in artificial intelligence. We're leading China by a lot. And don't forget, if we don't do the crypto properly, China wants to do it. They're starting it, but they want to do it. Other countries want to do it. If we don't do it, it's a big industry.
Exactly. And now people are saying he banned crypto. He's fighting for us. Bro, he literally told people to buy Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's like saying I'm banning fast food to protect your health, but at the same time you're opening up McDonald's in every corner.
And Tucker Carlson already told us Bitcoin has been infiltrated, meaning that your transactions through Bitcoin is not hidden like they told us it was. Take a look at this.
But I'm a little bit confused as to why you're the only person I've ever heard say what you just said. Why aren't the people promoting various cryptocurrencies also sounding the alarm that none of the transactions you conduct using these currencies are private? In fact, they're very easily trackable by government. Why is nobody saying that?
Because the censorship and propaganda works. Lots of people are saying that, but very few people other than myself have a big enough platform or a loud enough voice to get much attention. And because I had such a big, platform and big voice, boom, suddenly I'm looking at 109 years in prison. I don't think that's a coincidence.
Keep in mind, it's infiltrated, and they're telling you to go to Bitcoin because it's secure. How secure? Check this out.
One feature of blockchains is that the data cannot be reversed once a block is closed and chained to the next block. For example, on Bitcoin, no one can change the data that has already been recorded on the blockchain going back to the start of 2009. This immutability, or inability to edit past data, is one powerful feature that makes many Bitcoin evangelists think that such documentation can exist forever.
Bitcoin is a nuclear-hardened protocol. It's pretty much the most robust, resilient thing the human race has yet to invent. It's running on tens of thousands of nodes. You can't even identify the nodes, and there's an identical copy of the Bitcoin ledger on every one of them. So if all of the electricity got shut off everywhere on Earth, and every computer failed everywhere on Earth for 10 years, the protocol just goes dormant for 10 years. And as soon as one person turns one node back on, the entire protocol comes back to life again. There's nothing like that. All your money in a bank, in Bank of America, could be wiped out with, a keystroke. You go and you wipe out a few servers. Your building can be wiped out with a bomb. I can take down Google and Twitter and Facebook and Apple and Amazon and the US government much more easily. You take down Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the most resilient thing in cyberspace because it is so incredibly decentralized. Bitcoin is a bank in cyberspace offering a savings account. You're not gambling on the next product release of Apple versus Google and whether Amazon will get unionized and whether, this pipeline will get approved. And that's not right. And if you put all your money in the S&P index, all the CEOs print more stock and dilute your money. So you don't have to do that. All you're buying is you're buying 1/21 millionth of the monetary energy in the network forever. The product of Bitcoin is just, you're going to buy a bit of money and hold it forever, and that's the product. And it's a very simple product, should last for 10,000 years.
Even though he said no to central bank digital currency, he's pushing people towards Bitcoin.
Exactly. And they know that me, you, everyone else hates central bank digital currency. It's a quick tangent, just like how the digital IDs are a thing in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
So they know that we don't like this digital system, right? They know that we don't want to be tracked by the government.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I believe that they're pretending to destroy the enemy in your face, that's the central bank digital currencies, and then hand you an alternative that's secretly the same thing.
Because, like Tucker said, Bitcoin's already infiltrated by the CIA.
Right? So maybe in the future, you won't sign up for the CBDCs, but you'll sign up for that Bitcoin,
And if this administration gets us into a war or some cyber attack happens, like Klaus Schwab keeps hinting at,
we all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack. To use the COVID-19 crisis as a timely opportunity to reflect on the lessons the cybersecurity community can draw and improve our preparedness for a potential cyber pandemic.
Then guess what? They'll say, hey, Bitcoin still works and everyone should hop on this secure system.
you see how easy we can get played if you're not paying attention?
Exactly. And that's what I want to hit on that topic. But let's bring up another thing Trump talked about, his 24-hour peace plan. So you remember when Trump said that he could end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours?
Yep.
You once said that you would end the Ukraine war in 24 hours. You later said you said that sarcastically.
Of course it was sarcastic.
But you've now been in office for 5 months and 5 days. Why have you not been able to end the Ukraine war?
Because it's more difficult than people would have any idea. Vladimir Putin has been more difficult. Frankly, I had some problems with Zelensky. You may have read about him. And it's been more difficult than other wars.
Then in the video, he did say it was sarcasm, to be fair to him. But people took it seriously, hence why the guy asked the question. And I just want to bring up that when you're a leader, your words matter. People gave him his vote because of things like that.
Things you would think the Trump administration wouldn't do, but guess what? We're still funding Ukraine, still funding Israel, still shipping weapons.
Yeah. But hey, at least he dropped that God bless the USA Bible with the Declaration of Independence in it, right?
Yeah, nothing says saving America like turning the gospel into a campaigning merch.
Make you want to flip the tables. Yeah, man, we have conservatives out here like, we're winning under Trump.
Winning what? Man's going 0 for 32 straight bricks. And now to be fair, the left ain't any better. They talk equality and police reform and they say,
how about a holiday?
Did anything change? Nope. But hey, you got one more day off the barbecue.
Exactly. Left or right, it's the same result. Nothing changes. They just hand you superficial wins. And then I was reading earlier that Trump wants to add in more days. Instead of just Veterans Day, we're going to have a day of remembrance for World War I, another one for World War II. So that way, there's a lot to celebrate from veterans within the entire month. Okay, cool. I can agree with that. But did the gas prices go down? Did eggs get cheaper? No. And before y'all start rubbing your hands like, oh yeah, Jay roasting Trump. He must be Team Biden.
Nah, bruh.
Two sides of the same coin, different slogans, same agenda. Alright, y'all. That's it for today's episode of TD9. And whether you agree or disagree, the goal isn't to make you pick a side, it's to make you think.
Exactly. Because if you don't pay attention, you'll end up clapping for the same people who set the trap.
Don't just scroll. Question everything. Why'd that celebrity change their message? Why'd that politician flip their stance? Why does every solution come with fine print?
And remember, truth doesn't need marketing. Only lies do.
Facts.
So keep your eyes open, your spirit sharp, and your memes ready. Because sometimes laughter is the only way to handle the madness.
True. I couldn't have said it better.
If you caught something real today, like, share, and subscribe.
And if you didn't, run it back. You might catch something you missed the first time.
Facts. This is TD9. Stay aware, stay awake, and stay real.